News. They're as Aussie as meat pies and footy.
Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi.
But old Holden...
A motoring combination that meets the demands of today. Both these stylish vehicles feature computer...
Happened about 11 o'clock last night on the riverside.
are running out of time.
So they just ride up the car.
Why it's crunch time for a national icon being forced off the roads. 7 News with Peter Mitchell at...
Hi everybody, welcome to today's video. I'd like to show you today's news report about Channel 7.
are running out of time.
So they just ride up the car.
Why it's crunch time for a national icon being forced.
Made this report about Holdens, that Holdens are being written off for parts being too expensive. Well, and parts have been too scarce. Not in my experience. Not in my experience of that. Because I believe this is nothing more but a biased shoehorn for the EV pushers, and having these old Holdens being written off because it's been too expensive to fix. It's also very convenient for the EV pushers for the government, for the EV agenda of this 2030 bull crap. It's nothing more but a bias shoehorning tactic that's done by EV pushers, and conveniently getting these old vehicles being written off is very convenient for the EV pushers, and it's extremely ridiculous.
The road, raiding wreckers for vital components amid a critical parts shortage. Even used bumpers, bonnets and doors have doubled in price.
It's cheaper for the insurance companies to pay them out these days because it's hard to get the parts.
Not in my experience. Not in my experience of that. Because I believe this is nothing more but a biased shoehorn for the EV pushers, and having these old Holdens being written off because it's been too expensive to fix. It's also very convenient for the EV pushers.
They're so expensive, so they just car.
More than ever, doting owners are fighting to preserve the legend.
Holden Monaro quickly takes the lead.
The Kingswood? You're not taking the Kingswood.
Bruce Lethborg has been waiting months for a replacement bumper for his beloved 1992 VP Commodore.
Member's got various cars from the 60s right through to the 90s and 2000s, of course, and yeah, they're all experiencing issues with getting certain, mainly panels and trims and switches.
General Motors claims the parts shortage is due to their moulded plastic supplier going into administration. The car company says it's been working with administrators and hopes that production will restart in around 3 months. Commodore tragics are banking on it.
What's so good about Commodores?
Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi.
Jackie Quist, 7 News.
The record-breaking career of Wonder Mare Winks will...
7 News with Peter Mitchell.
Good day everybody. In the lights of the Channel 7 news report about there's no Holden parts, I'm sorry, that's absolute rubbish. What's inside this box? What's inside this box, hey? It's got a VP driver side tail light, aftermarket. Doesn't matter, it's still a part. This, for instance, here is a stop light switch. A stop light switch for a VP. Genuine GM. Genuine GM. And here is a blinker, side blinker for a VP I got off eBay. So that means it is absolute rubbish. This is nothing more than a shoehorn then to get the EVs sold. This is nothing more but a shoehorn for electric vehicles. And here you go. A switch for a, here we go, a switch for the electric mirrors. And here's the part, here's a component for the license plate lights, a spare one. There you go. You can still get parts for these things, for these. They are nothing more but bias for electric people going electric. And that is exactly what's going on. They want to be biased. And now, a couple of days ago, they had another TV feature about Teslas being stranded at Docklands. Nobody's buying them because people are waking up to the scam. That is why. They would not be mainstream till 2070. And I've said this before on this channel. Look, you can still, I got this. This is for a stoplight. It is a genuine GM.
Companies all the time to endorse their products, but I won't. This is one exception, Holden, because I've owned Commodore for years and I know they're darn good cars. You mightn't know that GMH employs as many Australians as Toyota, Nissan and Mitsubishi combined. Holden is the only car I'll allow to advertise in Australian Geographic. I've bought one. How about you?
Hurry! Factory bonuses on selected Holdens must end August 31st at your Sydney Holden dealer.
From the beginning, there was something special about Commodore, an Australian car built in the true Holden tradition. Motoring writers praised it. Race drivers pushed it to its limits, and thousands of Australians knew every time they drove Commodore that here was the car made for our country. Commodore came and stayed, with intelligent design and mechanical advances, and each time its reputation grew. At the beginning of 1986, new demands were placed on car design. These changes show more stringent controls that car manufacturers have considered. And once again, Holden Commodore has met the challenge. New Holden Commodore, with the power of an all-new alloy-head, 6-cylinder fuel-injected engine designed to run on unleaded petrol. All-new 4-speed automatic and 5-speed manual overdrive transmissions. New interior appointments. New safety features with extensive styling changes. When General Motors Holdens began preparing for the introduction of unleaded petrol, they didn't take the easy way out and simply modify an existing engine. After examining the worldwide network of automotive manufacturing resources, Holden chose an engine totally designed to run on unleaded petrol. An engine that would power Australia into a cleaner tomorrow. After 3 years of intensive development, after 18 months of exhaustive bench testing, and over 500,000 kilometres of road testing under various conditions at Lang Lang Proving Ground, including normal and high-speed durability, rough track testing and trailer towing, new Commodore is ready to carry on the proud tradition of Australia's world-class car.
A motoring combination that meets the demands of today. Both these stylish vehicles feature computer management of fuel and ignition, giving immediate starter response, full acceleration from cold, and a dynamic yet economical performance that will please the pocket. The VL Berliner wagon and sedan are on the road at 43,300.
All these people, all these stupid people who will do asinine things to shoehorn the EV scam. All they want to do is do asinine news reports, making out there's no components, there's no parts for Holdens, for example. There's no parts for Holden, example. What do you call this? This is 2 side blinkers in very good condition that I got as spares. Now these are second-hand components, but it remains to be seen that these will be reproducible, these will be done in reproductions in the future. Now Rare Spares sells aftermarket equivalent components, and they have been for years. This is nothing more than a shoehorn to get rid of these old bombs and force everybody to go to electric. That's all I can think of. Now what do you call this? What do you call this? This is a box. This is a box where a driver's side rear tail light is in, and it's still in its box. To prove it, this is brand spanking new. People want to do these asinine ideas that these older cars can have no components. Wrong. There's heaps of components on eBay that you can get new old stock. Heaps of it. And that's with every model, make and model. Don't believe the media. They just want to have people making sure they want to shoehorn this EV agenda. Anyhow, what is the alternative? A silly EV that goes up in smoke all the time? I do not think so. There's no way that they will become mainstream in 2030. That is too ambitious. And I said this again, I said this before on this channel. There's no way that's going to happen. It's absolute bull dust that they're going to be mainstream in 2030, because we have a lot of struggle powering up a lot of air conditioners in Melbourne in the summertime. And I remember one time in a church, they ran too many electric heaters in their church, and they blew up the fuse in the pole. You have too much amperage. The trouble is, all these vehicles would chew up the power and probably cause a fuse to blow. Too much current. There's no way that all the electricity in the world cannot supply power to all these plastic wonders. Dream on, I'll say. Dream on for 2030 being mainstream. It's more likely to be 2070 in my view. Unless they have all the houses run solar panels and batteries, there's no hope in hell that these will take off. No wonder.
All dressed up and nowhere to go. 2,000 Teslas arrive here at Port Melbourne every month, but there's no buyers to take them home.
All of a sudden we've got a huge backlog of Teslas that aren't moving. They just stopped moving.
Tesla sales slumped 44% in April, despite the US car giant making
No wonder there's at least about 2,000 Teslas stranded in docklands, because people are catching on to the truth about these plastic wonders. And then somehow the people want us to write off perfectly good Holdens or Fords to be in the scrap metal just to justify this ridiculous plastic wonder agenda.
Multiple and significant price cuts to its fleet in a bid to compete with the growing Chinese
They're a con! They are a con! And this video proves it all about
market.
Teslas usually come into this country pre-sold. These cars aren't. They're sitting here waiting for buyers.
They're a con! They are a con! And this video proves
Tesla
it
isn't the only company suffering. Electric vehicle sales in Australia dipped 5%.
They're a con! They are a con! And this video proves it all about
after more than 3 years of double and triple digit growth.
People are starting to tighten.
They're a con! They are a con! And this video proves it all about
Their purse strings. They really want value out of a car. Electric vehicles comparatively are more expensive than internal combustion cars.
Car experts say the sector is struggling to advance beyond the early adopter phase, blaming poor charging infrastructure and plummeting resale values for creating uncertainty.
People are just a little bit...
They're a con! They are a con! And this video proves it. I'm about to show you today.
About those price fluctuations and what it means for them when it comes to resale time.
The sales slowdown could have major implications for the state government's zero emissions vehicle target. It wants 50% market share by 2030. We're currently sitting around 7%.
They are absolutely dreaming. There is not a chance that's going to happen.
Tesla acknowledged sales were down, but says while there might be an impression of a stock build-up, it's business as usual for the car company. Beth Newman, 7 News.
Wonders of bull! Now these are rubbish. These are absolute rubbish. They're a con. They are a con. And this video proves it. I'm about to show you today.
Right on the Riverside Drive overpass right there at the 134. The Tesla slammed through a metal barrier, then went off the side of the overpass. The car hit the center.
Today's video, thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe.